Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. There has been a lot of upward movement and momentum in the world of precious metals with both gold and silver. Will gold break above that $2,000 concrete barrier and set the all-time record high for gold? We also see silver up 60% since March. Will silver break through that $20 concrete barrier? I think if silver does break through that barrier, we're going to see prices much higher. Now, we do have some people predicting the silver price in the near future, with the Silver Institute saying $21 silver in 2021. There's a lot happening though, with the presidential election, with the virus, with the U.S.-China trade negotiations, with all the protesting. There's so many things happening. A lot of people can get distracted. So this video is going to be explaining why silver prices are exploding. It's going to get down to the meat and potatoes on what's going on with silver's price, and hopefully this will give you some insight on how you should strategize. So before we start, make sure to smash that like button. Let's see if this video can get 250 likes. If you love precious metals, smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. It's definitely the best way to stay tuned in the world of precious metals. You wanna stay up to date with with what's going on on a daily basis, especially right now with so much craziness happening. So the link to this article will be in the description if you want to check it out yourself. Do your homework. With that said, let's jump into it. So silver prices have increased by almost 60% since March 2020. The price increase has been driven by dramatically increased physical demand. And that's we'll get into that a little later. So Indian jewelry or silver jewelry exports have increased by 104%. And if physical demand continues, as it is likely, prices will probably rise dramatically further in September 2020. So the price of silver has gone up astronomically. It was selling for just about $12 per ounce on March 19th, 2020. But as of July 14, 2020, the price is over $19 per ounce. That's a price increase of almost 60% in less than 4 months. What accounts for it? The answer is simple: physical demand. Now, we've talked about this time and time again. The most influential factor that will drive precious metals higher, specifically silver, is supply and demand. Demand for silver is going to be rising rapidly from 5G technology, from photovoltaic cells, which is green energy, which we're going into this green revolution where everything is, using solar panels now. We also have electric vehicles, but many more things. So silver is looking like it's needed and wanted by the people, and the demand is going to be rising. But the supply has been diminishing, right? Especially with this virus, miners aren't really being able to dig up the gold and silver they need, and that's hurting the economy. And it's going to be interesting. So that's definitely one of the most influential factors. We also have the government pumping stimulus, oversaturating the market with these dollar bills, which can also affect prices. So as Marcus Dunlop, the evil genius who designs market manipulation software in the Thriller novel, he may have said, overwhelming physical demand will always defeat any commodity price manipulation if there isn't minimal percentage of the commodity to back it up. Thus, if, as many believe, silver prices are being suppressed, the things that are happening now will make continued price control impossible. So we've talked about price manipulation, if gold and silver is in a bubble, several times on this channel. And I want to say it like this. JP Morgan can do all the spoofing they want, which spoofing is placing false buy orders on these exchanges, canceling them before they actually go through, tricking other people to think that a lot of people are buying up these silver shares or silver. And that's a way to manipulate other people. It's a way to trick them, and it's illegal, and 3 of JP Morgan's employees actually got arrested for it. But that's a whole different video purpose. Now, people are going to try to control, and if spoofing, if JP Morgan's doing it, it's definitely not just those 3 employees that are doing it, right? It's happening very widespread across the globe. And we've seen the Dutch Bank and Merrill Lynch also get charged for this. So, and there's a lot of people, probably 95% of people have gotten away with it and will continue to do it. So there's going to be people trying to always manipulate prices. But this is saying that physical demand will always defeat any commodity price manipulation. And that's definitely true, right? Money going in, especially as silver rises and becomes more attractive to investors and non-investors even. I mean, look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin attracted a lot of people that has never invested a dollar in their life, but now they're trying to buy Bitcoin because they see the proof in the pudding and they want a chunk of that pie. So it's going to be interesting, especially if prices keep rising. So on April 30th, 2020, the total open interest, the number of contract for future delivery of 5,000 ounces each in the COMEX Silver Futures SI maturing in July 2020 was 99,406. When those contracts matured on June 29th, if circumstances had been normal, we would have seen something like about 1% or less of the contract holders demanding delivery. Short sellers would have reasonably expected to deliver about 900 contracts, or a total of 4.5 million troy ounces. Now, obviously, that's a lot of silver, but it doesn't compare with what is actually happening. So far as of July 14, 2020, short sellers have already delivered 13,919 contracts, and over 2,418 July contracts are still waiting to be delivered. There is also an unusually high level of the same month delivery contract purchasing in all precious metals futures markets, including gold, silver, and platinum. That means in all likelihood, the final number will probably far exceed 16,337. But let's be conservative and use the 16,337 total for purposes of our analysis. So each contract represents 5,000 ounces of silver. So that means that in July, a total of 81,685,000 troy ounces of silver will have to be delivered. Let's reiterate what we are talking about here, about COMEX and COMEX alone. We are not considering the increase in demand for physical silver that is happening in China. We are not talking about physical deliveries at the Shanghai Gold Exchange, nor about the consistent physical demand that always comes out of India. Just the July delivery demand at COMEX will be around 2,541 metric tons of silver, a total 2019 world production of silver, which according to Statista was 27,000 tons. In other words, in one single month at one single exchange in New York City, that was once a purely paper-based market. Long buyers have demanded full physical delivery of 9.41% of the entire world's silver production supply. Think about that. The traditional centers of physical silver demand continue to demand silver as well. For example, since January 2020, India's silver jewelry manufacturing exports increased from $832 million to $1.7 billion, a whopping 104% increase. Most of India's jewelry exports go to Hong Kong and China, indicating that in spite of this virus pandemic, or because of it, demand for physical jewelry in the Middle Kingdom has dramatically increased. Perhaps that is also true for the demand of silver in forms of bars and bullion, just like what is happening in the United States. Unfortunately, as with everything involving China, hard and reliable numbers are difficult to come by. So in any case, the total open interest in COMEX silver futures contracts maturing in September, which is the next major delivery month, is currently at 140,262. If a similar percentage of buyers demand delivery, a little less than 23,000 contracts or over 3,500 metric tons of silver will have to be delivered. No amount of price manipulation can conjure physical silver out of thin air. And that's so true, and I love the way he puts it. He makes you think about the reality, the bigger picture, what's actually happening. This isn't speculation. This is real. And if you really think about it and look at it realistically, nobody can manipulate, can hold that, can break that type of manipulation. The bubble will burst. Can you imagine the fireworks that will be on display in September as desperate short sellers run around the world desperately trying to source silver bars to somehow manage to deliver over 3,500 metric tons of the white metal in the COMEX? It will be quite a sight to see and may result in a dramatic increase in silver prices, given that the short sellers have already used up a great deal of the readily available supply this month. Wow. So if that doesn't get the ball rolling, if that doesn't get you excited, if that doesn't grab your attention, then I don't know what will. Because with all the things happening, with all the reasons silver should explode, with all the reasons it hasn't exploded, with all the reasons that people try to speculate or try to assume prices will be holding back, nothing can stop this side of it. Nothing can stop the true physical demand of precious metals. And since you cannot create nor destroy silver, It's not like they can print it out of thin air like they can with money. You can't support the economy. You can't support the markets by just printing out more money. You have to supply, and they demand delivery, and it's going to be extremely insane to see this happening. And I only think it's going to push silver prices higher, along with the 2020 presidential election, along with everything else happening. Silver is a ticking time bomb waiting to explode, and I hope you see this, and I hope you recognize this. So I wanted to wrap this. I'm going to wrap this video up here. I don't want it to go too long, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this showed. I hope this opened your eyes. I hope this awakened you, so you can see the reality of what's going on here behind the scenes, and really understand why silver prices are exploding and will continue to explode. So the link to this article from Seeking Alpha will be in the description if you want to check it out yourself. Make sure you smash the like button. Let's see if this video can get 250 likes. If you love precious metals, make sure you like this video. Also, make sure you're subscribed, because I post daily videos, usually 2 to 3 videos a day. So if you want the newest, latest, freshest information, what's going on with the precious metals market, I am your guide. This is your channel. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.